Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from my side. It's good to be with you today. And obviously a very, very interesting topic in terms of network autonomy, but also basically looking at things against a wider backdrop of transformation, both internal and external within the telco. I'm very happy to be joined by two senior executives from the industry today. Kamushadze from Orange Business and Fernando from Telefonica. So before we continue, and Eddie, maybe a quick intro from your side in terms of your role. Thank you.
Hello, Chris, and hello, everyone. It's an honor to be part of this conference. I represent Orange Business. I'm in charge of Orange Business Transformation. Eddie, back to you. Eddie.
Hi, Chris. Hi, Eka. I'm Eddie Fernando. I am working in Telefonica for 30 plus years. Nowadays, I'm responsible for network and systems operations in corporation, and also responsible for the network autonomous journey program in Telefonica.
Excellent. Thank you, Eka and Eddie. Certainly a lot of experience in the room today. So before we continue, just as Annie said, any Q&A, please use the box at the bottom. We have a lot of time for that at the end. Now, when we look at the telco industry globally and also in Europe, we see the industry at a change of, at a time of massive change and transformation. And I would say a time of transformation like we've never seen in the past. Couple of interesting research data points for you, because I should probably introduce myself as well. So I work at IDC, which is a technology research company. We are 60 years old, based in headquartered just outside of Boston, and we have around 1,200 analysts globally. Now, within that 1,200 analysts total, we obviously pay a close attention to telecoms across the world, but also telco in Europe, which is my remit. Now, when we look at the telco industry, we see a couple of really positive trends emerging. The first one is that core telco revenue. So think of enterprise and consumer spend on fixed and mobile. That's actually growing, and that's a change from 5-10 years ago. So we see the industry growing its core business at about 3.1% per year. So around now, the total is around about $1.4 trillion. Again, just underscoring the importance of telco globally. At the same time, we see that capex investment and capex intensity are declining. So telcos spend around $330 billion per year. We believe that's going to decline slightly to around $309 billion by 2028. And we also see the capex intensity declining from around 22% to 18% in the same time period. So basically, telcos are doing more with less. So Eddie, that brings me to the first question in terms of autonomous networks, because obviously, in order to achieve that network autonomy, which is very much top of mind for a lot of players out there, you need to look very closely, at the capex associated with that. So can you kick it off for us and share with us your view on this journey towards autonomous networks, please?
Yeah, sure. First, I think it's important to say that we have been automating the network for decades. Our processes are really well setted, but with the new technologies that are available today, and with the autonomous network journey, what we are doing internally is moving from a reactive network to a more proactive and predictive network. And we are starting to operate the same network or a higher network with more complexity, with less people, and the people we have are moving through a most valued activities. Regarding the capex intensity, I think this is one of a good example. With these new technologies, with AI, understanding better the customer experience impact of the actions, we can prioritize the capex when we will impact most and better the client. I think that's key, and not just use the normal thresholds and plan as in the past, but planning according the needs of our customers. So this is really important, and I think that correlates exactly what you just said, that we are doing more with less.
Excellent. So thank you for that, Eddie. And the key thing to me that jumped out is this move from reactive to proactive networks, which certainly plays into the overall trend we're seeing in a world shaped by AI, etc. So Eva, turning to you, given your role as transformation executive at Orange Business, and we've certainly seen a lot of change at your organization as well. Can you share with us how you see advancements in technology, similar to what Eddie just outlined there, and how they play into the Orange Business transformation strategy?
Yes, you referred to my role, and indeed, I'm in charge of Orange Business Transformation, and my role was exactly to design holistic transformation, to design and to lead the holistic transformation of Orange Business. Now, indeed, advancements in autonomy or any other technology, they bring on the comprehensive transformation of business model, commercial model, operating model. For the organization to function efficiently, it's important, but we know it will disturb the way we work with customers. It will disturb how we operate at large. It impacts people. It impacts their skills that are required to operate in this new environment. And it impacts culture, the way we run the company. And for this reason, 2 years ago, in 2023, we launched comprehensive transformation plan. It's called Lead the Future. We are 2 years in this transformation now, and we're all in.
Excellent, Ekan. You mentioned a couple of things. I'm going to double click on those, and then I'll loop back to Eddie and get his view on this as well. So, when we look at the Orange Business transformation journey, can you give us a sense of your point of departure, where you were when you started this journey, and also the underlying goals, as well as the underlying philosophy as part of that transformation journey?
Yes. So 2023, rewind back 2 years. We launched this plan, Lead the Future, which was focusing both on technology and business transformation. And we're entering now the final year of this plan. In 2023, we were financially desperate. I can use this word. It was after COVID, and COVID accelerated this market transformation. And we launched the program. It has several dimensions. First dimension, it was focusing on simplicity and efficiency. And second dimension, it was focusing on differentiation through innovation and trust. This is the way we focus on our value propositions towards our customers. I want to give you some specific examples for each of the categories. Several times we already mentioned to do more with less, and the simplicity and efficiency was all about that, to do more with less. For customers, we have simplified our portfolio. We have cut our portfolio by half. We reduced it by 50%, and we're smoothly migrating customers from the reduced offers to more competitive, more adapted, and more meeting their current needs. And for employees, we have simplified our operating models. We consolidated our central functions and business lines. So we think in this simplified environment, our employees will be more efficient. Now, let's talk a little bit about differentiation through innovation. We capitalized on our strengths. We focused what we call our 3 Cs, connectivity, cybersecurity, and cloud. We're transforming these components through Gen AI-powered platform-based model. We have launched our Evolution platform. You probably heard about this yesterday if you participated in yesterday's session. And this platform is there to offer next-generation secure connectivity. Now, this has three components. We have our base infrastructure layer as a baseline, and it provides the cybersecurity on top, and all of this is in a cloud environment. We are moving very fast in this dimension. We have many customers already onboarded in this platform, and we have quite impressive pipeline built because it's quite popular and interesting for our customers. Another example of innovation is our Gen AI, Gen AI platform. We have created our own Gen AI solution within Orange, and Orange Business is using the same platform where everyone collaborates. We all create, including myself, I use it daily. We all create our own prompts. These are very practical, designed for everyday tasks. Anyone can do it. And so this platform grows in a practical application. This way we are empowering our employees to design something that helps them operate on daily basis. And when we detected the usefulness of this and impact it has on us, we decided to package and offer this to our customers. The name of this offer is Life Intelligence. And again, it's become very fast, quite popular with our customers. And critical element of this innovation is skills. Without right people, without right skills, innovation will lose its power very quickly. I want to touch one more aspect of this transformation plan. It's about trust. With our European passport, our mastery of European regulatory framework and providing European compliant, secured services in this geopolitically turbulent world, it's a real opportunity for us to differentiate from our competitors. We're uniquely positioned to offer digital trust and sovereignty, whether it's for European customers operating outside Europe, or whether it's for enterprises from the rest of the world operating in Europe. I think this trust and sovereignty becoming very interesting proposition very, very quickly.
Well, so Eka, thank you for that overview. And you know, one of the things that struck me at Mobile World Congress this year was obviously there are lots of technology innovations. Think of AI being a great example. But to me, most of the discussions were actually around telco transformation and the importance of telcos getting this transformation right. And the fact, as you called out, that it's this mix of internal transformation, you know, CapEx that you invest in networking, OSS, BSS, etc., as well as business models. So, Eddie, shifting to you, in terms of your role, you know, your very network-centric role, if you will, how do you interact with your colleagues on the monetization side in terms of business models, business model transformation, etc., to make sure that you can support that side of and not only support but also lead that side of the business?
Yeah, so here it is really important to say that technology is not just a tool. It's also a strategic driver of business transformation, helping us to gain competitive advantage. So this is very important because in the network, we produce a bunch quantity of data related to the problems in the situations we have in the network, but also a lot of value data about what the customers are doing, their preferences, where they are, how we should run the network to make them happy using our services. So having all this information in real time available allows our business departments to work and to think in new services to offer to our clients. The autonomous network here is also very important because in the past, the provisioning of the services was really manual, took hours or days to provide a new to habilitate a new service for a customer, and then to stop to provide the service as well. Nowadays, with is licensed with the real-time operations, autonomous provisioning. So we have the ability to start to provide services real-time and just during a short period of time. So this opened a fantastic new world to our business colleagues. So, and yes, we are working together with them to make the network more useful in order to be capable to provide these services.
Excellent. And Eddie, maybe a quick follow-up on that. So, in terms of your network investment priorities, how have you, based on what you just told us, have you seen significant shifts in terms of where you're placing your key capex bets?
Yes, I commented a bit at the beginning. In the past, was no other way than select, understand with thresholds where the bottlenecks in the network were, and plan the ampliations and do the design and rollout and deploy. Nowadays, we are moving to a more liquid process. That means that we are not working in a yearly basis. We are continuously understanding how the network is behaving, how the customer is consuming, and we are adapting faster. And because of that, we started to see this reduction in terms of the capex investments.
Excellent. Thank you, Eddie. And Eka, shifting to you and double-clicking on some of the points you made earlier. Now, obviously, this transformation journey that Orange Business, and for that matter, Telefonica and a whole range of other telcos are on, there's massive ambition, but also limited budget in some cases. So how do you determine where to place those investments? How do you create that priority list of investments?
I will talk about these investments from a little bit of a business angle rather than technological angle, if you allow me.
Sure.
So in a generic term, I can say we are investing what's meaningful, and then the next question, what is meaningful? And what is meaningful to start, first of all, what is meaningful for our customers? We have a strong focus on new value propositions for our customers. We want their journey with us to be more digital, more automated, and to enjoy this digital and automated journey all the way from buying to delivery to consuming to billing. And therefore, we are investing in this holistic transformation of our IT stack. We're developing new IT stack that will offer this end-to-end interconnected automated customer journey. This will help us also to offer products faster. In addition to good experience, it will be a faster product release, and that will also be beneficial for our customers. It will also offer the better experience to our employees, so it's beneficial for customer and employee experiences both. And we're set to launch the first products in 2025 in this new IT stack. It's already ready on that level. Now, second aspect of what's meaningful is our people. I already mentioned about importance of skills, so I will repeat again. I want to highlight that we have launched the program. It's called Upskilling, Reskilling, and it's quite significant investment required in this. We are preparing to train our employees, and we want to also achieve 20,000 certificates in various areas in 2025. And we're quite practical about this program. So the way we do it, we are identifying jobs, we are identifying people. We put them through 3 to 6 months. In fact, it's not that we're identifying jobs and then people apply to it. And we put them through 3 to 6 months training, reskilling training programs. And at the end of completing this training program, they have guaranteed jobs. And that's what's appealing to our employees. And whether it's a cloud architect or Gen AI expert or client service manager or security specialist, whatever that is, we're preparing them for the jobs of today and jobs of tomorrow. We're also investing what's important for the world that we live and operate in. This is to say we're investing in our ESG commitments. We're still committed very much so to ESG. It's part of our Lead the Future strategy. We want to reduce carbon emission by 45% in 2030 versus 2020. We're also strongly committed to increase the women in workforce. We have 33% target in 2025, and our executive management board is a good manifestation of our commitment, which has more than 40% of women in a part of executive board. So we walk the talk, as we say. And we hope that this reducing portfolio, transforming our core business, putting new IT stack, developing digital services, all of this at the end will be meaningful to our shareholders. Of course, we want to improve our bottom line with all of this. So these are the four key stakeholders, and we are investing what's meaningful to our stakeholders. Chris.
Excellent. So thank you for that, Eka. And I'll come back to you in a minute, because I think you raised a couple of really interesting points. And, certainly with Orange Business, that whole cultural change has been significant. And I think yesterday you came out with some new announcements in terms of a new leader for your business in France, as well as a new COO, both female. So that's certainly well noted. Using some of the points you mentioned, and just as a springboard to Eddie as well. So the whole ESG issue and energy efficiency. Now, in terms of this autonomous network and the network in general, obviously significant energy angle to that. So how do you at Telefonica look at energy efficiency in the network, again, as part of your drive towards autonomous networks, as well as these constraints in terms of CapEx?
Yeah, so this is a huge program in Telefonica. We have been celebrating for more than 15 years now annual a workshop when we move into one of our geographies, all the energy managers and all the sustainable managers, and we put more than 100 people together every year with the partners to discuss and the new objectives, to review the achievements. The sustainability program is really important and really huge. Just to recap, in our autonomous network journey, we have a 6 dimensions programs. We have the technology, we have the automation platform, that is the OSS plus AI environments, and we have the processes on top. And the other 3 dimensions is that we have the customer. We are customer-centric by design. We are sustainable by design. We are secure by design. So all the ESG, everything related with energy efficiency, zero emissions, is really important to us. We are also implemented already implemented for part of the purchases we have, the energy consumption and the emissions as a part of the evaluation in the TCO when we decided to buy new equipment. So this is give us idea about the importance what this have to us. And I'd like to complement what Eka just commented about the people. I talked about 6 dimensions, but one really important stream in our program is people. We say new ways of working. Today is the most important part. It's not just about trained people in the new technologies. Far from that. We have upskilling and reskilling programs, but we also have programs to change the mindset and to make people embrace the new technologies, because AI and automations are becoming everyday tools, both in the network processes and as a personal assistant.
Great. Thank you for that, Eddie. And, certainly in terms of what you said around culture and changing that, it's interesting to me that, whenever you talk to a telco CEO or any C-level person, that the whole aspect of culture always comes up because, obviously, historically, telcos were not always at the first in line in terms of attracting new talent. So, as part of this transformation process, both in terms of, the network evolution, but also the business model evolution, we need to make sure that we get the best and the brightest out there. So, Eka, just staying on the ESG and energy efficiency topic for a minute, just wanted to loop back to you. One of the topics that we've seen over the last couple of months, and I think it's a little bit associated with the macro political change as well, is the shift away from ESG in general and energy efficiency, more specifically, prioritizing energy efficiency at the expense of overall ESG. Is that something that you see in, on the Orange side or even, across your wider markets?
Well, I can talk on behalf of Orange Business here, and I can assure you, I mentioned this already, it's part of our Lead the Future strategy. It's still there. It's still one of the most critical contributors of and the focus of the company. We have very strong commitments to ESG, and it's also part of our performance goals. So every one of us carries a component on ESG commitments to reduce our carbon emissions. We are investing in tools as well. For example, we developed a tool that calculates the emission impact of the solutions we sell to our customers. So when we design those solutions, we have that in mind to do in most efficient way. This way, we also kind of focus our customers on the topic, saying that, look, what we designed for you is the ESG like ESG by design, ESG friendly by design. So from every angle, customer angle, internal angle, it's a critical element of our strategy. Chris, I can assure we haven't reduced a bit our focus on this element.
Excellent. And it's great to see you and Eddie, or in other words, Orange Business and Telefonica being very aligned on that. So as we get towards the end of the session, just want to recap that if there are any questions, feel free to drop them into the Q&A panel at the bottom of your screen. But let's leverage our time and continue this discussion. A question to both of you. I think we will go with Eka first and then with Eddie in terms of, you've been on this transformation journey that you outlined. Can you call out some of the highlights over the last couple of years? So Eka first and then Eddie to jump in after that.
Yes, I will bring 3 proof points. As I said, we are in 2 years in this transformation. We are entering the last year. At the end of this year, we will kind of take the retrospect and then design next phase of it. So far, what I can say as a result of these 2 years, let's start with customers, always with customers. Our net promoter score has improved 9 points in 2024. That's a critical proof point that our relationship with our customers is good. We focus on them and they approve and they're happy with the transformation we're in. Obviously, this was a big concern for us. Being in transformation disturbs customer, and we wanted to minimize this impact, and so far, so good. A second proof point for me is employee net promoter score. Now, we are very proud that our employee net promoter score has also improved, and now we are above benchmark in 2024. Again, transformation impacts employees, and it can go either way. It can go bad way or good way, but the direction of this employee net promoter score is quite encouraging for us, and we're paying a lot of attention to this. And the last point is that I mentioned already in 2023, we were desperate. Our EBITDA, our profitability, in 2022 declined by 25%. So it's a massive drop in 1 year. And that was quite a big concern, and the whole transformation is designed to improve our profitability trajectory. And I am quite proud to say in 2024, especially the second half of 2024, EBITDA decline has come down into single digits. So from minus 25% to single digits, it's quite an achievement in 2 years. So yes, all three indicate that we're on the good trajectory, but we're not done yet. This has to continue to stabilize and put into business as usual.
Excellent, thank you. And Eddie, your view on this, the highlights of the last couple of years.
Yes, I'm quite happy to say that now we can see to the mirror and say that in the last 2 years we moved from start to build the first AI use case to have this spread across all the life cycle that we have to manage the network. Nowadays we have significant results, and we are seeing that we are operating differently and we are building differently and deploying differently. We have, in some cases, upgrades to softwares and changing the configurations in the equipments without Windows maintenance for some critical parts. We are improving the way that we solve problems, more resolution in the first visit to the clients, improving the customer experience. We expand the automation in the past that was just in the network operation centers in the fault management processes across all processes. We are planning using Gen AI to define best routes and how we use the fiber we have in place. So I'd like to highlight that this is a real change that you can see if you walk in our operations environments. We are also happy that the customer experience and our NPS is increasing continuously, as well the emissions that we are reducing and the energy consumption that we are reducing as well.
Excellent. So certainly impressive. And what I liked about what both of you said actually is the focus on experience, whether it's the customer experience, whether it's the employee experience, and making sure that people go on this journey with you. So Eddie, since you mentioned AI, and every telco discussion nowadays has to take place against the backdrop of AI, and you gave us 1 or 2 examples there. But on your side, how does your side of the business look at AI in general as a driver or an element in this transformation mix?
No, this is really key to us. But also it's important to say that all techniques of AI, because we have Gen AI as a powerful personal assistant that is helping a lot. But we also use other techniques, machine learning, clustering, or other techniques, and agentic AI to have closed loops in algorithms and use cases working in an intent base. So this is really important to us. But I'd like to highlight Gen AI plus agentic AI plus machine learning, all the techniques, especially when we think about autonomous network, that where we are moving from operation that was run by people helped by machines. We are moving to an operation that is run by machines helped by humans. This is autonomy. So AI plays a very important role in using all techniques, the best to fit each issue you have.
Excellent. Thank you for that, Eddie. So it's been an amazing discussion. We covered a lot of ground. some interesting questions came in. So the first one, and I think Eddie, I'll pose it to you first, and then Eka, if you can jump in, is around the role of partnerships. Now, obviously, on the networking side, you partner with a whole range of players. Think of the network equipment providers on the traditional side, but also a whole range of other organizations. As telcos move from these historically vertically integrated organizations to much more agile, open setups. So, how do you at Telefonica look at partnerships with the wider ecosystem?
Well, the partnership, the relation with the partner and all the ecosystems are really important, but you use it the right word to me, that we are moving from the verticality of the monolithics in the past to a more horizontal layers that you have today. So we are working with the technology providers to embed AI and self-healing, self-configuration in their technology, but we are also working with the hyperscalers, with the integrator, with the niche partners. So we realize that now it's we don't have one partner, all solutions. So we are working with all the ecosystem, selecting the best in class for each part. And this demands a lot of effort to coordinate, but is the best way to have a good result.
Good stuff. Thank you. Eka, any additional comments to what Eddie just outlined?
To be honest, I'm fully in agreement with that. If we look at Orange Business inside, and again, let's look at every answer. I tried to look from a customer point of view or from internal point of view. When we do offer solutions to our customers, is fully integrating our partners in it, be it connectivity or be it security. It's always with our partners inside. And from an internal point of view, I mentioned, for example, we're transforming our IT stack and delivering a whole new IT stack. And we have major IT players involved in integrating this new IT stack for us. So whether internal, external these days, without partnerships, it's impossible. And we have a very strong partnership office that coordinates and entertains this relationship between us and partners. So yes, critical for our transformation and in general for business success.
Excellent. Thank you, Eka. Here's another question that came in. So, we spoke about transformation, whether that's in terms of networking towards autonomous networks, whether that's business models. Is that just part of the ongoing transformation that we've seen in telco over the last couple of decades, or do you feel that we are at a unique juncture where this is really intensifying and the pace of change, but also the extent of transformation are at a scale that we haven't seen in the past? So, Eddie, if you want to kick it off for us, and then Eka can add her view to that.
No, I take the second choice, Chris. I think that what we are doing is a really a jump from what we did and what we saw in the past to what we have today. I think that technology evolved a lot in the past few years. The introduction of AI at a personal level makes mandatory to the business transform themselves to provide the same experience in the complete environment of the customers. And one of the reasons that we move fast now in transformer processes is because there's no other way to operate these new technologies that are really complex. The good thing is that the same technologies are providing capabilities that was not there in the past. So I see this is like a huge step that we're giving, and not just the normal evolution that we saw in the past.
Excellent. Thank you for that, Eddie. And I'm not calling anyone old. I'm just tapping into your experience here in terms of the last couple of decades. So certainly from an analyst perspective, I would say that's in line with what we are seeing. But let's turn to Eka and get her views on this.
Chris, I was participating in one of the conferences recently, and there was this transformation guru, the guys who specialize and write books about this. And he quoted something like this, that we will go through a transformation in the next 10 years that is bigger than what we experience in the last 250 years. Now, whether it's 250 years or 10 years, I cannot be precise, but at least the magnitude of that in 10 years, something that happened in a couple of centuries, that's a massive journey that we need to embrace in the next 10 years. And what's interesting about telcos, we are kind of a locomotive of this, and we're on the front end of it because what we offer our customers will make them go through this technological change. But in order to offer them something and to drive them with us, we need to be ready first for that. And that's why this magnitude of change, perhaps it's felt by us first, and it's big, and we are learning, and this first learners, both pain and advantage is much more highlighted in telco industry because we are the first, and we're pulling then the rest of the enterprises with us on this journey. So it's interesting, to say the least. It's very interesting time to live in telcos right now.
Absolutely, and I love that that analogy of the telco being the locomotive of driving a wider ecosystem, not only in technology but also all the other enterprise and consumer customers that you serve. So I see a lot of questions coming in. Maybe one final one in terms of telcos acting more linked up in the sense of good practices, a coherent approach. So both of you represent large multi-billion-dollar companies. Certainly in the case of Orange and Telefonica across multiple geographies. So everything that we discussed today, does that only hold true for organizations like your own, or do they also apply, outside of your core region, or also for smaller telcos?
Well, I can take that one. I think that applies to all the industries and all the sizes. We have since large solutions with millions of investments, and you have today open softwares and free softwares that allows you to make changes in small environments. I think that what is important is, independent of the scale, is important to understand the importance of managing well the data we have, the customer's data, and the data that you use in your processes. Data-driven is really key now, and apply the best techniques, AI, and the other techniques you have to take the results of your business requires. So short answer is applies to all kind of industries and all sizes.
Eka, final
Yes.
comments on
nothing to add. I think I implied this in my previous answer. It applies to everybody, everywhere, everything, everywhere.
Great stuff. Thank you. So massive thank you to Eka and Eddie. I love that concept of telco transformation being the locomotive for a whole range of industries. Thanks again for your time, and let me hand it back to Annie.
Chris, Eka and Eddie, thank you. What a cracking opening panel. Thank you very much indeed.